How we doing, everyone? MJ's back in with another video here, another installment of the Our First Home series. Today is Friday, June 17th. I did a decent amount of work earlier today actually on the house and I didn't film any of it, but we're gonna recap it because we went all over the place. We went out to eat, we went to Home Depot, we went to the gym, we got a couple things, and I'm gonna finish some projects here right now real quick, and then I'm gonna go to sleep. All right, so if you remember, obviously from like last episode, last clip, we got this nice fan in here, solid. I would highly recommend. I'll put a link in the description if it's not already in there. It's smart, so that means that you can, obviously if you had like a switch, you could kind of do it that way, but you probably don't want to do that, like an actual regular switch that turns on and off. If you're messing with smart home stuff, you'll realize very quickly that if you do anything with like smart bulbs, you want to keep the power always on, so you don't like lose the power to the switch, and you just kind of like turn it on and off with the switch. We're not going to go all the way into that. We have smart switches in the house. Watch the rest of the vlogs and maybe some of the stuff when we get to the basement on all that. But specifically about this, it's a smart fan. What does that mean? Well, that means that we can control it a bunch of different ways. We can control it with our voice, with the little Google's stuff and all that sort of things. We can control it with our phone, like via the app that comes with it, like it's called Simple Connect. Also, it links to Google Home, so we can control it via that app. And the other thing, obviously, like you're maybe accustomed with a lot of fans, is you can use this little thing. Here's the last thing though, okay? Like I said, the problem is you don't really want to have a regular switch, and this was like from when we had the Hue bulbs in here. So I'm going to take this out, and what is behind here is just the wires are connected, so the power's always flowing through. There's no actual like on and off, cutting of the circuit. So what I'm going to do here is you could just put this little cradle thing on here, and it actually doesn't fit on the actual thing, so you'd have to put like some sort of other cover plate on there and then stick it to that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to put this guy over here, just so like if you ever want to use the thing, you just take it out of the cradle and do it. It's probably never going to get used because, like I said, Amanda's pretty accustomed to using her voice, but we went ahead and we bought this thing because this is the right way to do this shit. So what this is an actual hardwired like switch thing built for this that goes right into the wall. I'm hoping it works pretty well and there's no issues or anything. There's nothing that like I overlooked, because that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put that right in there and that's gonna be fine. We'll put the remote next to it. It'll function exactly how it should, hopefully. It's built to work with the damn thing, so I don't see any issues there. That's one thing that I'm gonna do. The next thing that I did, and I'll kind of go through the house and I'll show you a couple things that I did today, and the stuff that we're gonna cover here. I'll start right here. Is that I took up this tape here. We're having like a little guest soiree party type thing, so I was trying to finish some of the like little touches. I mean, there's still a big hole in the ceiling there, so it doesn't really matter totally, but point is that I was doing some other transition work I'll show you, and then I got to this point. I was going to use these transitions that we used right here, but it kind of isn't really going to work given that this is just like tile to this. It would work in that sense, but like it's not really going to work like over in this area here. It's just the dimensions are kind of weird. So we had an old piece of like trim that was there before. I'm just going to paint it black with some spray paint that I got at Home Depot, and hopefully it'll look great. So there's that. If we come over here, there's a cat. Hello. But I also did this today. And I'm not super happy with the way this turned out, but I really don't care because it is adequate, and at some point this floor is going to be different and the whole kitchen is going to be changed, so I don't really care. Man, I'm turning these lights on. Very bright, sorry. So here's what I did today. I finished this transition here, like I said. It's not great, neither is the other one. I would never buy these types of transitions again with these little like track things. It's just terrible. But it looks great though. I mean, like it's not the same brand at all, but it literally is like perfect. You can't even tell that it's a different brand. It like looks great. The actual function of it is terrible. I put little, the last little pieces of cord around in there. That's all good. And then over here, I spray painted this the other day. I think I talked about it, and it's just like a black gloss. In hindsight, I probably should have waited until I got this spray paint that we just got today, because I think it's going to be a little closer to the floor. But truthfully, it really doesn't matter. You can't even really tell. It actually looks pretty good on camera and from afar. It's just like a gloss black spray paint. So if you really look at it, it's kind of a little weird looking, but not that big of a deal. Really coming together though. Super happy about this. And let's go downstairs, because that's where some of the other fun is. So in here, this is what we got. We got some, I hope this doesn't suck. It's Bear chalk noir, classic noir. And this is the little piece that's gonna go in the bathroom. So I'm just gonna spray paint that this color, and hopefully it matches the floor reasonably well. I don't know, whatever. And then in here, so we did a couple changes. I had to set the scene here, I had 3 bulbs left over because we had 2 ceiling fans, 3 bulbs each, so 6 total, and they were all Philips Hue, like in the bedroom and in the office. I moved the bedroom ones, which were the newer ones, I moved those into the office, so it's a little brighter, it's a little cooler now in there. And I took the older ones that used to be from my parents' house in my bedroom there. I took those and I put them down here because obviously we don't need them in the bedroom fan anymore. What I ultimately decided to do is I moved some things around because we down here obviously we just have some like regular like LED bulbs for now. So this one is a lot brighter. Whoa. So that one's a lot brighter. That's like a bright white now. We don't have any more soft white shit. We just had some chilling in there, like in these things, just moving bulbs around really. But there's a lot of places where I like a very bright white like this as opposed to that soft white shit. So in there we both have the bright white now, the regular LEDs. That these lights literally never get turned off. Honestly, we haven't even touched these switches in probably the entire time that we've lived here. And then this is now a Philips Hue bulb, one of those ones from the older ones. So that's kind of cool. We got the little Nest Mini over there, so we can control it from in here. That's fine. That one's not on a switch, which is why it's even nicer, because it was just like a pull thing before. We're gonna fix that eventually. And then in here, like I said, these are smart now too. So these are the other 2 Hue bulbs. So this is like my 3rd thing. So there's 3 things that I'm gonna do after I'm done talking like this. I'm going to change out I'm gonna put that new wall control thing in the bedroom. So that's all set up. Maybe attach the what's it called to the wall? The little remote thing. That's not huge importance. But I'm gonna do both of those probably, and then I'm gonna spray paint that thing. I'm gonna spray paint it first, so hopefully it dries, because I need to put it into, and I don't know if I'm gonna have enough time to do that tonight. And then I'm gonna change this right here, because that was just a regular switch. I'm gonna make that just like the bedroom was with this little Hue guy right here, and then it'll control those guys. So that's pretty sick. This thing is cool. It like actually comes off here. You can put it wherever you want. I don't really like it that much because like it could easily just like fall off, and it's kind of stupid in some regard. But I don't mind it. It'll look cool right here. It'll be fine. It'll do the job. It's everything down here in the basement is still pretty temporary, so whatever. But I'm gonna get to work because I need to try to finish all this stuff very quickly. So let's get to it. Okay, it's been like 5 minutes, already got one done. This is looking beautiful. Real simple job there though. Just had to move it around. Looks great. Real quick, don't understand why anybody would have ever done something like this in my, I just don't understand how this even happened here, where there was like a light switch and so a lot of things here. The light switch is further away than the outlet. You would think that if you're like walking into this thing, you could like just stick your hand basically in an outlet. That's, that's dumb. And then it's also obviously not even level with one another. So that's kind of silly. Maybe we'll change that at some point, but this is fine for now. It works perfectly. We got a little smart light situation here with these extra lights, whatever on that. And yeah, this is fantastic. The other thing I want to show you real quick is because I did this first because I wanted this to dry. Oh my God, is this paint nice? This bear, it's funny because I wanted to get this a while ago when I remember looking at that product, maybe not that specific color, maybe like a black variant, because when you go in that aisle in Home Depot, there's like a bunch of shit. There's like, that one's called chalk, so it's like a more flat, even like a velvet type look. I don't know what this is necessarily gonna look like. All I know is when it goes on beautifully. It's a beautiful matte color. This one's classic noir or whatever. But I remember I was looking at that Bear spray paint specifically when we were gonna do those little things on these doors over here that we still have that I ended up doing with just the black glossy paint. It would have looked very nasty. These would have looked even better with some matte paint on them. But it doesn't even really matter at the end of the day because we're not gonna use those doors anyway. So whatever, I'm happy that I guess I waited until now to buy this. But you know what the one thing is real quick, is I'm a little upset that I didn't wait until I bought this. Like I didn't know I was gonna buy this. So I used that gloss spray paint on that trim I showed you upstairs by the front door. But Oh well, doesn't matter. So yeah, I'm gonna wait for this to kind of dry here. It says it's pretty fast. It kind of looks like it's kind of drying already. So yeah, but once that's done, that's gonna look absolutely beautiful on that section there. I'm gonna have to try to nail that in with a brad nailer. I don't know how that's gonna go, but yeah, that'll be sick. Okay, so now what I'm gonna do is, again, while that's drying, I'm gonna go upstairs, and terrible lighting, I'm gonna go upstairs and I'm going to probably turn the power off and fix that that little thing up there, the wall control. Let's see how that goes. Fingers crossed that it's easy. Back again here. Okay, I was really concerned when I opened this box because I saw this other thing in here, and it's like a receiver, and I didn't see this in any of the like tutorials and stuff that I saw, and I was like, oh god. And then I realized like this goes inside like the canopy, like up there where you do all the wiring and you like connect it. But then I was like, that doesn't make any sense, because like this is literally the same brand, same everything, and I think it's actually like a really cool piece of tech, this little thing here on the wall, because I think if you had like a dumb fan that didn't work and like didn't do anything or whatever, I think you can actually, I think that receiver allows it to become like a remote thing. So actually, more than I'm thinking about it, hypothetically, I think I could take this receiver and go wire it to the other fan that doesn't have a remote, and then take this remote thing and use it as like a remote for the other fan. But the point of me saying all that is, if you do end up purchasing one of these things, you don't need that in the fan, because it's already built into the fan, because it's like a Hunter fan, it already has a remote. I was just very concerned. I was like, I don't want to dick around with that fan. Anyway, all I did was, there's just 3 wires. There's a ground wire, and then there's one that says VAC, and then there's one that says fan. It's just like the one that goes to the fan, and there's the one that goes to the line coming in. In my case, there was a red wire in here. Don't ask me why people did that sort of shit back in the day, but the red wire went up there. I connected it to there. I connected the other one to the VAC one to like the black wire in here. I'm trying to shove everything back in here, and then we should be good. I tested it already with the power on, power's off now, but you just hold in this light button and the fan button to pair it real quick, and then boom, you're good to go. And it worked. I'm very excited. I just need to finish this job and put this faceplate on here. We should be done.